through most of that.
What?
To rewatch that during the week, I slept through most of the first episodes. Blech.
Switched parts.
What?
Alright, boys, till next time.
All right, Mike. See you next week if Scott's around. And
Good rain.
I guess so. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too, I think. All right, good night, Mike.
See you later.
Yep. It's raining now, actually. Misting. Oozling. Sprinkling. Did I have food?
I brought your candy back.
Oh, I ate it. I ate it. Yep, I taste it. I must have eaten it. You didn't eat the candy? I thought you ate the candy.
Well,
You ate during the week then. I sure as fuck can't eat it.
how much of the episode did you see?
I don't think I saw any of it.
You go home and take some more NyQuil?
Oh, yes. And then I'll wake up at noon tomorrow.
I'm gonna pick somebody up at 10:30, take her down to right there by the airport, actually. I would have never have known that.
No what? No what?
Oh, about the airplanes.
That's what they do at airports.
I'd have never known about it.
What the hell are you talking about?
The B-24 and the B-17.
Huh? Oh, okay. I thought you didn't know airplanes flew at airports. What the fuck? They flew at
Those
fucking
airplanes.
airport for.
There's only, I think, 9 of them. 9 that actually exist on the whole planet. B-24s. 2 of them are flying. That's one of them.
Well, it's impressive when you think they were really meant to have a fairly short service life.
Oh yeah.
You know, they were expected to be replaced within a year or two. They weren't going to be around that long because technology was changing so fast. And they were mass-produced under wartime conditions, with material shortages, everything else. To the fact that any exists, it's pretty fucking impressive.
Well, like you said, there's about 50 or 60 B-25s in flying condition, let alone what's in museums. It's the same thing with B-29s. You can see them here and there.
Yeah.
And now 2 of them are flying. But the B-24s, there's 11 of them, period. And only 2 are flying. That's what makes this really, really impressive. And I've seen just about almost all of them.
I'm trying to think, the B-24 was the one that was a difficult plane to fly, I think they used to call it.
Oh yeah, hard to
So it
land.
was a dangerous plane to fly.
Yeah, it was.
And then when you were done flying it, your legs were like fucking... You really had to fly the plane. It wasn't something you could just kind of coast, you know. Just you were constantly doing something to keep it in the air.
They said it was durable though.
Not really, from what I understand. They had some instances of hard landings where they simply snapped apart and shit like that. You know, rushed design, wartime, blah, blah, blah. It's expected. Every side had its airplanes that were less than efficient, but they were expedient at the moment.
Well, after the war was over, they chopped them all up and made modular homes. And
they had the B-29, you know.
it was already dinosaur by the end of the war.
Yeah. The moment the first B-29 rolled off the assembly line, everything made before it became obsolete.
like overnight.
Everything. Every plane in the fucking world became obsolete. That didn't last very long, but for a little while there.
Yeah, it was the king for a little while.
Yeah.
Russia got 3 of them.
And they just copied them and made their own.
And then they never really used it for anything.
No.
Because the jet age was here.
Yep.
The Hap Arnold, the Ming Hao, and I can't remember what the other one was.
I don't know. Believe they still have them.
Only one is left, and it's only pieces of one. It's not special on it. So they got pieces of the Hap Arnold, which were put onto a Russian-made one. And there's only one Russian-made one left. It's rotting away with a bunch of other airplanes at a outside of like a sort of museum. But the pilot for one of those Russian B-29s has the like the horn piece, the dial, off of the steering wheel, off of one of the things there. And guess what's signed by him on the back of the
Hap Arnold.
Yep. Some crazy shit, huh?
Surprised the pilot when they left the plane there. The American pilot left that on it.
Well, what happened was they.
I know they were interned for the war, but
Yep.
you would have thought they would have taken that with them. I mean, it's such a small piece; it fit in a pocket. You know,
Yeah.
he knew it. Maybe he didn't know Hap Arnold's name was on it. It's unlikely, though.
That's a shame that of all planes that got captured, it had to be that one. You know.
Well, it wasn't captured; it was interned.
Interned, yeah. Well, both. Depends how they maybe see how you look at it. So the guy they put in charge of reproducing all the parts, the guy was under so much pressure he killed himself. And then the next thing was everything is millimeters and not 1/8 steel.
Yeah.
All, so they had to figure out how to copy the thickness.
Yeah.
They did it though, piece by piece.
Oh yeah.
Short-lived.
Well, like all that technology of air at the time, it was the last of the propeller bombers, and the first of the jet bombers was about to come along. So.
Yeah, because by the time they got the Russian B-29 program on its feet, it was like it was becoming a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Because we had already jumped to the B-36, which was a jet, and then all the way up to the B-52,
which we're still using. Almost 65 years later. It's amazing how long the B-52 has stayed in service. I guess there's only so many different ways you can design a jet bomber.
They had a special one that...
and they perfected it in 1952, apparently.
Yep. They had like little modifications, but essentially it's the same airplane.
Yeah.
And then the only thing... And they were about to take almost all the B-52s and all the C-5 Galaxies out of service, and 9/11 happened.
Yep.
And they said, well, maybe we won't do that. So they got rid of all the old wiring, put in fiber optics and all new digital.
Rebuilt the airframes.
Yep, one by one. They took the oldest one, refurbed it, brought it into the 21st century, and then on with the next. And they did that with all the B-52s. All new shit and everything. And pulled the B-1Bs out of the mothball.
Yeah.
Those they never cut up. Those they just wrapped them in the hard plastic there and put them in the desert.
Yeah.
Spray lat, that's what it's called, spray lat.
Yeah.
And then they brought those out for Afghanistan and whatnot. About 3-4 years later, bring them all back. That's just what they did.
And the forever war still goes on, so they're still needed. And it's not going to end anytime soon.
Right, and then of course this is, as you very well know, this is all the big debate. Once she gets in, she's going to tear down the whole fucking military.
Well, she's still entangled in Obama's mess which is George Bush's mess in Iraq, Afghanistan. Not so much Iraq now, but Afghanistan. Now Syria. You know?
Yeah.
O's got us involved in Syria and shit, so she's got to disentangle herself from that, or he does, one or the other. And then, you know, that's not going to be so easy to do.
No, not for either of them, especially her. You know, like what she wants to do is pretend it's not there. All is forgiven, you know, and we're not about that, you know. And Trump, he getting up there saying, I'll fucking kill all of them.
Yeah.
Wonder how long she's going to be in for before something really bad happens over here.
Or something happens to her. I don't think Trump's exaggerating about her health problems.
So you really think she's got bad Parkinson's?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Parkinson's or some other disease. There's something wrong with it, though. That's obvious.
How old is she now?
She's either at or just over 70. They're both around 70. 70 to 71, you know, somewhere around there. We're talking about the elderly now, you know?
Yeah.
This is a time when we actually do need someone younger in that office. All right, Trump is spry for 70 or 72, whatever the fuck he is, but
she's in worse health.
Yeah, but the fact is, they're at the age where health problems can happen at any time.
Look at us.
Yes.
We're not 18, we're not 20s or 25 anymore. You know,
that's a job that requires an extreme amount of vigor. You know, you got to be on the move all the time, every minute of every fucking day, under tremendous fucking pressures.
How great did Obama go?
Actually, being a younger man, he fared okay, health-wise. He hasn't had any health problems in office.
Because do you remember the before and after pictures of Lincoln? Yeah,
Obama doesn't seem to have aged that much. But then again, he knows how to relax. He never had a problem during crisis going on vacation. You know? But remember, Obama was our age when he went into office.
How old was Lincoln when he went in?
Our age, or younger. We got to remember, people didn't live as long back then, so.
Because they said
the youngest president until Obama was I believe it still was Theodore Roosevelt. He was only 42.
Even he died young.
Yeah. Well, he died as a result of misadventure, basically.
Oh, that's right.
You know, he got a fever in the fucking jungle down there. He didn't
God
recover
knows
from.
what the fuck bacteria got him. Drinking water with mosquitoes.
Even today, we might have a hard time keeping him alive, but so his own adventurous spirit killed him in the end.
He died in the early 20s, right?
1919.
Yeah. Thought it was like 20 or 21, but.
No.
And he was all of what, 60 something, right?
Yeah, early 60s. But that was considered old at that time. You know, in those days, 40s was considered old. You were middle-aged by the time you were 35 years old. I mean, it's just the way it was.
How old was Reagan when he died?
Oh wow, he's 93.
Yeah,
he was old. Ford was in his 90s. Nixon, I think, was too.
How old is Carter now?
He's been 93 or 4. Just survived cancer and he's still going strong. You got to hand it to Jimmy. He didn't sit around on his ass, and he kept moving. He's always doing something.
Nixon, I think, was only in his 80s, right?
He may have been. He was up there, I know that much.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he died in 1994. And, geez, that was 20 years after his presidency ended, you know. And he wasn't a young man then, so he was definitely up there in years. LBJ was fairly old. Kennedy obviously was not.
Yeah, he was. Well, actually, he was the youngest president, right?
No, I think Theodore still beat him.
Yeah. He's supposed to be the little brother, but he died in a B-24.
Yeah.
And a mysterious. They say there's some mysterious shit going on with that, but
Yeah, just it wasn't hard to die in a B-24, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He was in a high-risk profession. Let's put it that way.
Dealing with experimental explosives and
Yeah. McKinley, he got shot. He was, I believe, in his 50s.
he was up in Niagara Falls when he got shot, right?
Yeah, the exposition in Niagara Falls, but 1901. William Taft, he would have been in his 70s, I think, when he passed away. And of course, Herbert Hoover. I'm sorry, Wilson.
Now Woodrow Wilson,
He had a stroke in office. It's a bad one. And he wasn't alive too much longer after getting. I believe he was probably in his 60s when he died.
damn. But again, this is 1920s.
Well, he got sick in Paris. It was a Spanish influenza, which he survived, but it weakened his system, and it gave him a stroke. Overwork and the illness, it gave him a stroke. He came back, had a stroke. He came back to push his, his League of Nations and the Treaty of Versailles, and campaigning for that very vigorously, which it was eventually defeated, but he gave a stroke. He stroked out. Harding, heart attack, 60s, in office.
That's right.
Warren G. Harding. And Cal, I don't know how long Cal survived after getting out of office. He wasn't young.
She was only in the one term, right?
Yeah. And then Hoover took over for him, 1928. Hoover was around a long time. Hoover was still around, well up into his 80s. I know that. And FDR, of course.
Yeah.
How old was FDR when he passed away?
I'll tell you how old he was. I just watched a whole fucking 6-hour thing on that.
I want to say 63, but I'm not really sure.
He didn't make it to his early 70s.
No, he didn't. I know that.
He was like that, 61, 2, 3.
Yeah,
like that.
he was in his early 60s.
Maybe 64.
Yeah. Stroke caused by tremendous stress, but he had suffered from hypertension for years. He had a horrible diet. He drank. He smoked. He was warned to stop both. He actually had some of the worst health care of any president we've had in modern times.
You mean went down to the hot springs? It didn't matter, huh?
No, that was the only thing that helped him relax. Was doing that.
It's still a big attraction down there, that Warm Springs.
Oh, yeah.
People go there just to see it, just to see the cabins and everything.
Now, Truman was around for a long time. He survived being out of office all through the 50s. He died in the 60s sometime, I believe.
You think if she gets in, how sick do you think she'll be after a couple of years?
If she's having trouble with the campaign, I don't see how she's going to deal with the stress of being president. If she cannot handle the stress of a campaign, because the presidency is 10 times the stress, the work. It's constant. It doesn't go away. It's 24 hours a day. You're getting jerked out of bed at 2 a.m. to deal with this and that situation. You're the one where, like Truman said, the buck stops here. You're the one that has to make all the decisions. You're the one who's looked at for every little fucking thing that goes on around the fucking world all the fucking time. I would really prefer to see candidates who are in their late 40s, early 50s. Doesn't mean they can't have a heart attack or a stroke too, but at least that they will be young enough that it's not likely to kill them in 4 years, or even 8.
Think she'll make the 4 years without having
No, I don't think so. Not sure he will either.
He will.
Well, Trump, at least, he's used to a high-stress environment.
Yeah, he knows how to handle this shit.
In his case, he's been dealing with money matters for a long fucking time. High-pressure negotiations are nothing new to him. Running a large organization,
Yeah, I know everybody's saying, well, he's got no political skills. I'm like,
you don't think?
I want to, I'm going, that's what I feel like saying.
He built hotels in Atlantic City. Who do you think he was dealing with to do that, like Rodney Dangerfield says, it's not exactly the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, that's fucking favorite though. Hey, I'm just trying to help here.
Yeah.
So what are we making? Widgeons. Widgeons? Fine. Tape recorders. What? Jobs are gonna kill us on labor costs. You know, and then instead of building, you know, rent. Ew. Who do you think runs that gambit? The Boy Scouts? Pew! Ah! Yeah! Oh, it stinks!
I couldn't tell you, Scott. My nose is thoroughly stuffed.
Oh, it's
no idea.
Oh, now you nasty skunk! Ah! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh!
Good thing I got a cold, I guess.
God, it's awful. Yeah. I want this on the record. I protest. You don't understand. It was a really, really big check.
Yeah. Warren Beatty, yeah.
That's fucking great. He's giving him lectures like, we picked the creme de la creme. You don't even have a high school diploma. And then the next scene, I dedicate this building to me.
Yeah.
And he throws the dirt in the guy's car. My mom were watching that a few years ago and really made that funny. About 6 months before that, we went down to Ardsley to see our second cousins. So of course they wanted to build a house on the land next door, maybe about 15, 20 feet. Well, after having an hour visit with the cousins down there, you would not believe what we had to listen to. And you had Bob, who was probably, God, in his 60, 61. No people skills, big mouth, you know, and so you got to go through the town, get approval, and get them to all say, now what the fuck, and people don't know about building codes and all this kind of stuff. What they ended up doing is, well, greasing the local politician and making nice, well, and it was all the same shit Dangerfield was talking about in the audience. So when we went and saw that, my mom's sitting there just shaking her head going, it's all freaking true. It's all freaking true.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, down in Ardsley, where are you at? You're down in Yonkers. So,
Yeah.
you know, he's running that, you know. And he just kind of came right out and freaking said it. You know, he said one of the families down there is running the cement trucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. Fucking... This is too funny, and it's all true.
Yeah.
They eventually got the house built the way they wanted. You know, the town would get together and say, "Well, no, we don't know if this is. How do you know what the hell we freaking want here? Oh, a big freaking mess." They got it built though. Month to go will be interesting.
I forget how old Dwight Eisenhower was.
I died in these.
I know he died in 1969, but I don't know how old he was.
Yeah.
He had to have been in the 70s, upper 70s.
I should know that. That one I should know. MacArthur was also the 60s, right?
Yeah.
68?
Yeah, somewhere right in there.
65 or something.
He was never president, but...
Yeah, I was saying he died right around the same time, though.
Yeah, somewhere in there. So did
67, 68.
Winston Churchill.
He died in 68, 69.
Yeah, so did Truman. None of them made it out of the 60s.
I didn't meet his son, but I saw him. Yeah. Dwight D. Eisenhower Jr.
Oh, yeah.
It looks just like him, too.
Well, same age now, you know. He's the age that remember his father when he was, you know, after the presidency.
Saw him in the 89. 1989. Came down to the ship. It was kind of cool. And he looked just like him too. Bald and everything.
Yeah.
I had the same eyes and everything. Like literally looked just like him.
And he was a military officer. Didn't serve in wartime that I know of, but.
Like I said, I just got a horrible feeling she'll get in.
Anything's possible.
I'm just worried about the VA and my paycheck coming in every month. Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
Wish you could have been up in the waiting room though. Oh my God, about 10 or 15 of us in there, and they watching her, and yep, she'll save the country. I hope she gets in. If everybody like it was like all of a sudden, you know, when the record player screeches,
yeah,
and the music squeals. That's exactly what it was. A couple people looked over, people put their magazines on. Yeah, out of your fucking mind. Everybody was just the guy almost got up and walked away. Like, something wrong with you? Jeez, what branch were you in? You served. What's wrong with you? People laid into him. 17-1. Dumb bitch wants to cancel your fucking paycheck and your retirement, your freaking medical, and your
keep
vote.
track of the ones who remember that you can remember that said they would vote for her. Because if she gets in, and if she fucks, well, when she fucks up, which she will, day one, remember to blame them, hold them accountable. Like I do with Obama. People tell me they voted for Obama. The first thing I say, okay, I blame you then. For all the fucked up mess that's happened in this man's administration, I blame you. You are the one that put him in there. You are the one that's responsible for it.
That's why my Aunt Lynn and Uncle Steve went down to Florida probably 3, 4, 5 months ago. They all got into it. And I got a phone call maybe, you know, Friday night or something. I was like, so how's Steve and Linda doing? Jesus. That's the first thing my mom says, not good. I go, oh, well, what happened? And then she started telling me he's out there and praise Obama, blah, blah. My dad went fucking nuts. Oh, gee, Craig voted for that fucking monkey. This guy wants to tear down the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. And they really got into it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. Not good.
I blame both the political parties for the mess we're in. I'm not a member of either fucking party, and I blame both of them for being equally fucking worthless and equally invested in maintaining the status quo and maintaining their own power bases. That's all it's about. It's not about the American people, what's good for us.
No,
it's
of course
what's good
not.
for them.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll see what we see. Damn.
And people are taking note of the hierarchy of the Republican Party doesn't speak to Trump that much. Doesn't have much input in his campaign. You know, why do you think that is? You know? Why do you think he's there in the first place? How did he get this far? Gee, you think people are a little fucking dissatisfied?
And again, that's what Jane's like, well, I can't believe that his numbers are, well, I said, well, apparently there's a lot more supporters out there than you think.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, I gotta bite my tongue so hard it's bleeding when I'm in the car here. Like tomorrow, I gotta go pick up Rachel Maddow tomorrow, take her down to fucking White Plains, you know, or Mamaroneck, whatever. I just go right along with it, you know. Oh, he's a chauvinist, and blah blah blah. And I'm going, get that guy, detain me and get out. Jesus, you know. But you know, it's just what it is. I can't wait till it's over. You know. It won't be so much on the TV anymore. You know, it's painful. You know, I don't want to hear her or Rachel, either of them. Yeah. Although it's interesting to listen to Ed and her go at it. He may be lazy and don't want to know nothing, wants somebody to feed him his applesauce, but geez, you get him agitated and rolling.
He's seen a lot more life than we have, and he's seen what's really happened to our country in a way that someone who read about it in books will never understand. You know, he lived in a different America, like the old man did. The old man Simon, a different America.
The first time I went up there, and you know, it was like when I first like really met him.
The country he was born into and lived in as a young man, there's no resemblance to what we have now.
No.
Name only, that's it. He had more freedom as a young man. He had more opportunity as a young man than we will ever fucking know, or any generation after us will ever fucking
And he
know.
gave me the lowdown on Jane. That's why I know all this.
Yeah.
First thing he said is, oh, her father was head of the town there, the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
You know, and all this kind of shit. And I go, no wonder. I think that's where it came from. You know, and she's like a hardcore religious on the, like you say.
Yeah.
You know, that's where. No wonder. You know, so we're not.
Democratic Party politics are her religion. The head of the party is her pope.
He might not be half of what he was a couple of years ago, but Jesus, a couple of 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, so of course I didn't know how to answer him. So who do you want to get in office? And I'm like, the old shoulder shrug, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, so we're watching all of the 3 channels that he gets. Fucking hilarious. We drive downtown here, and you have 12th Street, and then we go and you see the ghetto and the sort of good neighborhood, and then we can see the school that we passed by. They're talking about how they got just about leftover school books used from the 1970s, no funding for food, teachers are barely underpaid, and then you have a school that's literally almost walking distance or just on the other side of town there. And we're watching this school, which looked like it had all white children, and they're all in 3rd and 4th and 5th grade, and guess who is sponsoring a program, NASA, that they wanted to, and we're watching this, and they're sponsoring NASA programs, and they want to get them involved in astrophysics and science, and I'm sitting there like going, hey Jane, you know, you realize that was that school that we passed by yesterday? And I said, look at this one with all the black kids and all the, and I said, they said they don't got money from even to afford used old crusty books from the 70s. This is what their learning material is.
Yeah.
And I said, then you go up about 10 blocks to the old white kids school here, and you got NASA, you know, telling them, yeah, as soon as you hit 15, 16 years old, you know, we've got your name and number, come on over to Houston, we'll fix you up. So that's when Ed goes, so who you want to vote for? And I go, kind of gave him a little shoulder shrug, and that's when she come walking out with her walker. Goes, I can't stand this fucking nigger, and her mouth just dropped open, and I'm like, oh, all right, now my stay will be a little bit more interesting now. That was, and she just like walked back in the room, and I'll never fucking forget that. He wants to fucking undo the Constitution and fuck this Obamacare and screw him and give all these niggers fucking welfare and blah. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get along very nicely. And he wasn't like some bigot. He spoke very intelligently. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was very, very right on cue. You know, right on cue with everything. It's, you know, maybe not so much now, but it's good shit. Keep you posted on, let's see, today's the 2nd. So you're going to work Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then what happens on Friday when you clock out?
Well, Saturday, actually.
Oh, Saturday, okay. Okay.
Yeah, my vacation will begin on Sunday.
All right, let me know what dates you want to go down to the Victrola Museum.
Yeah, I'll look it up on